Yes, I'm drinking apple cider in my lens mug. I'm not ashamed. So today I wanted to do a chill editing session with you guys. I'm not gonna go like too in depth on like what I do and everything. I'm just gonna let you guys kind of see my process and kind of observe. And if you see something that you find interesting that I do in this editing session, then please follow along with me or try it yourself in your own Lightroom. And that I just basically want you guys to see a behind the scenes of my editing sessions and see what I see on my screen. So yeah, it's a rainy day outside, and what better time to edit than a rainy day outside with some apple cider, because it's almost fall time, and some moody light. Let's get right on into it. So this is a photo of Jordan, and this was our first time shooting together. Jordan is a very beautiful person. Cannot wait to shoot with you soon, because we have a huge project coming up soon, so keep an eye out for that. But let's go ahead and get on editing with this one. This one's a little bit bright, so let's adjust that real quick. Like I said, I'm not gonna talk too much. There's gonna be like I want this to feel like a Bob Ross like episode of painting or something, like very chillax. Let's bring these blacks down a little bit so we can see a little bit more of what's going on in the background. Let's add a little bit of clarity so we can see a little bit more, a little bit clearer, and then let's bring our texture down a little bit, make it a little bit more soft. And then let's dehaze it a little bit. And then let's make this photo nice, bright, and vibrant with a little bit of vibrance. Let's go over to our tone curve. Let's add 3 points. Let's give this a little bit of a fade. Bring our shadows down just a little bit. Bring our midtones down a little bit with the middle point. And then with this point right here, we're gonna bring up our highlights just a little bit. And then we're gonna give a little bit of a fade to our highlights as well. Before, after. Let's go to our colors here. And we're gonna make our skin tone just a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more orange, and bring down the luminance value of it. And then let's adjust our greens, make them a little bit more yellow, desaturate them, and brighten them up. We don't like green around here. And then let's just adjust our blues real quick. Let's desaturate them just a little bit, make them a little bit more purple, and we'll darken them up just a tad bit. Alright, here's our color adjustments, before, after. Now let's go to our lens correction and enable our profile corrections. Set this to whatever lens that you have on your camera. Sometimes Lightroom will know it just by the information in your SD card, and the information in the file will tell it what it is, but sometimes you might have to do it yourself and go find it. Alright, let's do our green. 20, 35, and 70. This way we have some very smooth grain that is very present but also not too distracting, and will add a decent amount of texture to your photo. How we do that is by doing a low amount of grain, putting up the size, and making the roughness very, very high. Calibration, let's add a little bit more depth to our colors here. Add some more magenta into those shadows. I'm liking that this way to the left. Ooh, excuse me, that cider is getting to me. Let's go ahead and saturate our oranges and reds a little bit more. And to see whatever is happening in your photo, just take it to the extreme whatever slider you're using and see how the colors are changing. I really like what happens when we take it over to the right, so I'm going to put it right at 20. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more saturation to this. I want this to have a very nice, airy vibe with very colorful, good vibes. I think that's good right there. So lastly, we're going to touch our color grading. So let's add some blues to the shadow, just like that. Let's brighten it up so we have a little bit of a fade. And let's bring our balance over to 25 so that the shadows do not affect a decent amount of Jordan. It only affects a small amount of the shadows. And then we're going to go to our midtones. And we're going to add a little bit of warmth in there. We're going to add a little bit of a color contrast. Blue is opposite of yellow, which means they are complementary colors, thus meaning they create color contrast, which is also very pleasing to the eyes and looks genuinely very good in photos. A very popular look is the teal right over here and red. It's a very popular look. It's huge in cinema, so if you notice that a lot of the environment is a little bit more of a blue color and the skin tone's a little bit more of an orange color, that's the teal and red look. Looks beautiful if done right. Can be easily overdone and look bad, in my opinion at least. So we're gonna just do a little bit, and then in our highlights, let's add just a little bit more yellow. And a little tip, if you want to see what's actually happening with your colors, take your color all the way to the right to see what colors you're actually adding and see where it's going to be affecting it. I'm going to keep it at 20. Before, after. That looks pretty good to me. Now, you can also do some stuff where you add some mask and add a little bit more flavor and such to your image. I'm just going to do a couple things real quick that I would do myself. And there we go. Before, after. Alright, so I did a little bit of explaining in the first example. This one I'm entirely just going to edit. So let's bump that music up a little bit. Let's get vibing. I think that is a pretty well-rounded edit. Made it a little bit more airy, played around with the fact that we have cool tones and warm tones, and what we did is we added some warmth to the shadows and the midtones, and then we took the highlights and added a little bit of blue in there, so that way we can add some cool tones into these whites and give it a really cool color contrast and make it very airy, dreamy, and it fits the aesthetic of the shoot, which is a romantic scene, and it's supposed to feel like an ascension from life. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little editing session. Like I said, just I hope you learned something from following along and seeing what I do. If you guys want to build a little bit more upon your editing and get in depth with what I do, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll do some more in-depth videos of whatever you guys want me to do. If you want to get the dreamy look that I get straight out of camera with my photos, go to the link in the description below and pick up a dream filter from PRISM lens effects. I use it every day on every shoot. I love the product so much. They also have a huge line of different filters that you can use, and they will seriously up your game and creativity, and they're just a ton of fun to play around with. So go pick up some, link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Go follow my social media down below. And to you friends, have a good rest of your day. Go create.